My name is Terry Harmer. I'm a retired software engineer and technical writing engineer, and now I build model sailboats. And I own the laundromat in Fairhaven. And when the tenant's lease came up, he decided he didn't want to renew it. And so I then became the owner of what my wife and I refer to as the haunted house in Fairhaven. And at some point we decided to rebuild it. We wanted a tenant, we wanted a long-term tenant, so we decided to rebuild it. So we looked into architects, we found one that we liked, and he drew up plans that we liked. And then the next problem is finding somebody to build it. And our contractor recommended the architect recommended Franklin as being a medium-sized company, and it wasn't so big that they were more concerned about their 40-story thing than they would be about our little project. But they weren't so small that they would come out on weekends and help us build this building. So we got in touch with them, and we liked them right away. My wife and I both did. We've never built anything before, not even a house. So they put up with our foolish questions and answered them sincerely and helped us along with the whole process. And there's a lot that goes into constructing a building that we never dreamed of. And so the relationship was good and it was fun. And we always felt like we could go in and chat with them if we needed to, or call them or something like that. And so they built the building for us. And they built it pretty much on time. They had a weather delay. They built it pretty much on price. It was a fixed bid contract, but there's some extra engineering that had to be done. So that was a little extra money, but it was all very reasonable, and there was never any problem about what was going on. Whenever I would drive by for 3 or 4 days and nothing would happen, I'd call him up and he'd say, everything's under control. We have to wait for these guys to finish a previous job. And they never got upset when I did that. And as a software engineer, I tend to be a controller, so I want to know what's going on. They were very helpful. And we're delighted with the building. It has the right feel and the right flavor for Fairhaven. And Banner Bank liked it as well. And so I think the Franklin Corporation is an excellent construction company to do this kind of work. We'd seen some of their other work. They did another bank branch that we liked very much. And they were recommended highly by this other bank for their construction efforts. So it was reasonable quality and a reasonable price, and no corners were cut, and yet no gold was inlaid into the bricks. So we're very pleased, and if we had to build something else, I'd turn to Franklin first. The single thing that helped us the most in this project was their willingness to go to the city and work on planning issues. We'd worked through most of the issues with the city, but we were kind of stuck on parking. And at some point, our lawyer sent the wrong kind of letter and got the backup in the city, and you don't want to do that. And so Franklin suggested that the owners of the building, that's namely us, do not attend this meeting. And they just got together with the city and worked it all out. And I still don't know what they did, and probably it's best that I don't. So that was real helpful, and that would have been a real problem for Banner. If the parking issue hadn't been solved, they wouldn't be our tenant. So that was fundamental. And I appreciated them taking the time and having the expertise to do that. And also having a good relationship with the city, because some contractors don't. And when they walk in, the city just shuts down. But they like Franklin, they respect Franklin, they know Franklin pays by the rules, and that's what we wanted to do as well. So one of the first things I said is that when I talked with Franklin is that I don't want to do anything sleazy. I don't want to do anything underhanded. I don't want to do anything that's pushing any boundaries at all. I want to play by the rules and do it right, and whatever the city needs is what I want to do. And Franklin's that way too. So it was a nice meeting of the minds.